Last Samurai Standing is a 2025 Japanese Netflix original series based on the novel of the same name by Shogo Imamura. This series runs for 6 episodes. All 6 episodes premiered on November 13th, 2025, and each episode runs between 47 to 58 minutes long. It takes place during the Meiji era in the late 19th century, where we see 292 fighters come together at Teruji Temple in Kyoto. They are drawn into by this kind of aspect of winning a grand prize of 100,000 yen. Each person there has a trouble in their life, but an outbreak of cholera is devastating the country, and the challenge is clear. Take each other's wooden tags and make it all the way to Tokyo. But at each part, you have to stop in order to go through. And each marker has a point and has kind of a system. If you are at the first checkpoint, it's 3 points. You have to have 3 wooden tokens. The next one, 5, 7, and so on. It all adds up. The winner takes the prize. And one of these warriors is a former samurai, Shujiro Saga. Kind of joins the contest for his own personal reasons to help his sick wife and child. Shujiro Saga kind of fought during the war, and this takes place 2 years after that. And we see that he doesn't go by the sword anymore. The government wants to take that away from him, and we know that because the samurai is no longer in existence. Then you have other supporting characters, Futabi, Irua, and aspects of characters that are really, really interesting. They all have a connection and how everything just works. The aspect of how everything starts, really in your face, really cunning, really crazy, because you see Saga kind of doing his thing, but he doesn't draw his sword at all because he doesn't want to start killing again, because he knows what's going to happen. Every time he touches his sword, all of a sudden he begins shaking and PTSD starts happening. And he has a drawback to when his clan kind of won the war, but then they were ambushed. And it's like, really? What just happened? Then you have aspects of understanding the aspect and the historical accuracy that goes into this show, which I really, really enjoyed. Not only that, they talk about the Zaibatsu, which back during the Meiji era was a large family-owned Japanese industrial and financial conglomerate that dominated the Japanese economy from the Meiji era until the dissolution of them in World War II. These financial cliques were integrated, controlling multiple sectors from mining and banking to shipping and textiles, and had significant influence over the Japanese government and military. But then it was dissolved after World War II ended. But not only that, you have the Zaibatsu, but then you have the aspect of other things going on as well, where we also see the Shinzoku, who is and what is a Japanese term for a relative or kin, or sometimes referred to a god, race, or divine being in fictional universes. So also they're putting in some interesting things as well. But what really stands out is the dynamic of how many characters are on this show. About 20 characters in total. All have their own unique story. All have a connection to Saga. And it's just like, okay, didn't expect it at all. But then, it feels like it's Battle Royale meets Squid Game meets Physical 100 meets The Last Samurai. I mean, it's everything rolled into one, and this is what you get. 292 fighters, and the last person to make it to Tokyo wins 100,000 yen. But then slowly, we see the history of what Saga went through, where he was part of another aspect and where he worked at a school, and where we see another kind of person, Gentosai, kind of going after them, the ones who escaped this school. He's going after them. We see someone else working with him. And the whole aspect is so intriguing and so well done. I just can't believe it's 6 episodes. That's the thing. I thought this would be maybe 10 episodes, 15, 13, 12 episodes, but it's 6 episodes. I was like, wow, it's so well done. The action scenes are immaculate, fantastic. They're fabulously done. Not only that, the cinematography is good. The setting of Japan during the Meiji era is a thing. And just the aerial footage and how everything is done with the glistening of the samurai sword and then the metal shine. It's just so good. And then everyone having a connection to Saga, like I stated, is the interesting part. People he knew from his past, the connection between that, and now people he's meeting now. So it's really, really interesting how things are done. I will say the only thing I did not like is how they revealed who the mastermind behind the Kotoku was, which is the name of this kind of, I want to say, this challenge, so to speak, and who's behind it, why they're doing it, what's the aspect of it, why they're running it, and it's just like, whoa, okay. Didn't see that coming, but then it's like, huh. It's always the millionaires or billionaires or rich people kind of wanting to do things and taking over and just watching people go after each other, get rid of themselves, all for money, and that one person left standing in the end is the winner. It's the only thing I didn't like was the reveal of the mastermind, but I'm pretty sure there's more to a story for that, and we kind of understand what that story is when we get to the point where we know everyone's history, because like I stated, every single person in this show is connected. You could say it's the red string theory. I will leave it at that, and it's really, really good. And just how the fight scenes are choreographed, it's done. You see the police have guns, others have samurai swords, one has a big kind of knife, and it's just like, whew, you know, it's the aspect of being all connected, and it's really, really interesting. But for this to be 6 episodes is great. If you love Japanese novels, if you love Japanese shows like this that are set during the Meiji era or anywhere in Japanese for, you know, entertainment, movies, or TV shows, check this out. This is definitely one of my top shows of 2025, and it's going to be fun to see how this show progresses because Netflix has another international hit on their hands. For me, Last Samurai Standing gets 4.5 out of 5 film reels. Let me know in the comment section what you thought about Last Samurai Standing. If you've seen it, if you haven't seen it, will you be checking it out now that I reviewed it? Have you read the novel of the same name? And did you like that it was 6 episodes? Let me know what you thought about this show, Last Samurai Standing on Netflix. And if you see any similarities between other shows that have happened. Let me know in the comment section about all the questions I just asked. I'm Mr. Filmstock. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you all in the next review video.